Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is going to be a very informal video, but I've had a fucking day. Let me just say I've had a day, and I want to come on and quickly share a lesson, a revelation, advice, whatever you want to call it, for the people who are feeling stuck, who feel like they're always having to find the next thing to work on themselves for, like this next solution or whatever, aka me. For the past, honestly, since I became informed about trauma healing and the whole world of personal development, and I really dove headfirst into it and listened to 500,000 podcasts and invested in myself and all of these beautiful things that I don't regret. I have realized lately that I seem to always be looking for something outside of me to fix myself. It seems like I subscribe to the belief that I inherently have a problem. I have all this trauma that needs to be healed. I can't solve it myself, and I need to work with other people to do that for me. And that has just led me to a roller coaster of feeling like I always have this compulsive need to just be doing something more, be learning something more, investing something more. My time, my energy, whatever it may be, always has to be going to something outside of myself. And I had a realization the other day that made me laugh because, let me just say, guys, some of you may not be spiritual, whatever, I don't care. I'm not overly spiritual woo-woo, but I definitely do find value in some of the teachings of spirituality and the general principle of there being something beyond the physical realm. I feel like it's more ignorant to not believe in that, honestly, but anyone's entitled to whatever belief they want. I am religious. I am a Christian, and I do believe in God, and I do believe in Jesus, and I also believe that they are I feel like God, and it's all the religions agree that there is something there's something above. I feel like that collective thing is God, obviously, and it doesn't need to be so rigid and defined. But anyways, I'm going on a tangent. Point being, I feel like I channel things sometimes. I don't know if it's just thoughts. I've always felt like I was more intuitively connected. Maybe that has to do with me always feeling like I had a bigger purpose. But where I'm going with this is I had this thought, or channeled this, or download, whatever you want to call it, the other day. It was the scroll in Kung Fu Panda. You know how he's working so hard for the scroll. Everyone's fiending after this scroll. It's this scroll is gonna give me everything I want. And then he gets it, and it's just a fucking reflection. And he's like, what the fuck? There's no mystical lesson to be learned. Literally, it's just you. And I find it funny that came across my thoughts because it's really relevant to what I've been feeling. So many coaches, so many people online, so many therapists, etc. will give you a million tools, will tell you a million things to work on. You can dive deep into learning about money mindset or manifestation or spirituality or self-improvement or feminine and masculine dynamics. You can dive into everything in the knowledge side of it, which is so valuable and it's so relevant and needs to be talked about more. Nervous system work, this whole world that a lot of coaches that I have seen, obviously a lot of people I've either directly worked with or just look up to or listen to podcasts from, they all talk about those things, and it's great to be informed on it. But you get to a point where it's you if you have this self-worth complex where it's I have something inherently wrong with me, I need to constantly be seeking something outside of myself, and you just live by that principle knowingly or unknowingly, then you're never going to be satisfied with anything you learn, because you're always, even if you learn something and you may or may not implement it into your life, you're always going to be just searching for the next thing. And you're always just going to feel stuck, because it's the missing piece is actually just you connecting with yourself and you realizing that there's no problem to be diagnosed. There's nothing that is inherently wrong with you. There's nothing that needs to be healed to perfection. There's no, I feel for so long, I've just had this idea that there's this one thing I'm going after, this feeling, this breakthrough I'm just going to have that's going to fix everything. And, I thought that was trauma healing. I thought that was whatever. But the real, breaking moment for me, I guess, is the fact that there is not one. Like, just like the fucking scroll in Kung Fu Panda, there's no mystery secret key that's like, oh, this was the one moment for me. It's like every time I think of something new that's like my brain and ego just running on overdrive, being like, oh, maybe this is the thing that's going to make me feel better. Maybe this is the thing that's going to make me feel less stuck. Maybe this is the thing. Like, I immediately imagine, like, years in the future telling someone that as if it's like a coaching program, being like, this was the moment for me that like broke everything. And I don't know why I had this visualization. I speak way too fast sometimes. Why do I put this pressure on myself? Why do I feel like I need to be so ahead of the game and like ahead of the curve? I am literally not even 23 years old and I am rushing my life already. Bitch, stop. And I want to have this conversation and put this out there, even though it's casual, because it's so important for me to have realized, like, legitimately, guys, in the past week, not even, that, like, the real key here, the magic key here, is that there's not, even healing your trauma, even somatically releasing emotions from your body, even doing mindset work, even fixing every mindset problem, having every hack, like, you can pay thousands and thousands of dollars to learn all of this stuff from people who are very skilled, and I'm not discrediting the value of that, because there's absolutely value in investing in yourself. 1, to show yourself that you're worth it. 2, to put actual work into improving yourself. And 3, to like learn from people who you look up to and want to be like. But if you're constantly just investing and learning and then not actually addressing the root cause of those issues, in the sense of you not really understanding yourself or what you even want, or like not even feeling deserving of actually releasing old beliefs or releasing old patterns, and just being stuck in thinking that like you need to stay a certain way because it's what your body is deeming safe. Like, that's where I'm missing the mark here. That's where my problems have lied. And you don't need to be diagnosing yourself with problems all the time. You're not inherently flawed. Like, this is stuff me talking to myself, like having to realize, like, and you guys, like, no one's inherently flawed. No one's inherently unworthy or undeserving of things. These are all just stories that I'm telling myself, that like things need to be hard for them to be worth it. Like, people are going to judge me for not starting things sooner, or I said I was going to start a podcast, so I need to start a podcast right now. Like, Reagan, relax. Everything's going to come into play when it does. And me personally, I think I have a lot of blocks, or I have things to work through around like this overachievership, this proving yourself, this like discipline mindset. My brain kind of hates the word discipline, because given my past of going so overdrive in school and sports and band and extracurriculars and being such a fucking overachiever and like sacrificing so much of myself to do those things, like my brain associates like proving yourself with discipline and like doing the things that no one else wants to do to get you to be successful, with like the bad parts of those times in my life where I was just fucking always going and couldn't take a break. And like I definitely feel my brain's got addicted to like this pattern of overdoing all the time and just like constantly being busy and always filling my ears with something, or like whatever. But I can't even expect myself to wean off of these things immediately. Like, we're all learning as we go. We're all healing as we go. We're all on our own trajectory and timeline. Why do we feel such a compulsive need, aka me, to rush into this next step? Who am I trying to prove myself to? Being like, I have to get a podcast up. I said I was going to do it. I have to post every week on YouTube because I said I was going to do it. Like, blah, blah, blah. This is how I build good discipline and show people that I'm actually worthy of being, like, respected because I'm doing things that I said I was going to do. When, in reality, I still have things that I need to give more loving attention to, in terms of realizing that this constant always doing has scarred me very deeply in the past. And it's not that the things that I did in the past to keep me, like, those extracurriculars were something I was forced into doing. I loved doing them. I really did. And my biggest issue is that I don't choose between things. Like, I have very scattered energy, and I have a lot of energy, and I want to do a lot of things all the time. And the thought of saying no to something When it's like, oh, do you want to play soccer? Yeah, obviously I'm going to play soccer. Okay, do you want to also do band? Yeah, I'm also going to do band. I'm not going to not do band. Do you want to be a good student? Obviously. And then that leaves you with a schedule that was like mine in high school of just like, no time for yourself. I got used to those patterns. I did the same shit in college. And here we are. And as much as I love doing them, it was a detriment to my health and well-being and connection with self. Because when you shove your schedule with so much stuff, you make no space for yourself. Done. And this is a valuable lesson I've had to learn. So in this ramble of mine, I hope for the people who see this that you're able to give yourself more of a break and learn from my new understanding and also Kung Fu Panda and the idea that there's not some magic potion that's going to fix you. That there's no easy solution here that's just going to poof immediately. Like, no one outside of you can truly get you where you want to be besides yourself. And this isn't new advice. This isn't fucking earth-shattering things. Like, people will say this, but it's harder to actually realize it unless people like me who are telling you guys, I've been through this. I've been through the ringer here for like a year now. And here I am realizing that, like, trauma's not healed in a day. Like, trauma's healed over time. We're all on our own journeys. Like, learning is a lifelong thing. And if we are blessed with long lives, as I hope we all are, why are we rushing, trying to have every fucking thing figured out, when maybe now is the time we're supposed to be learning lessons, or trying new things, or fucking resting? Hello, overachievers. Hello, me. Like, maybe you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Maybe the only person that really, really, really deeply matters, and the only person whose opinion you need to care about, is yours. Maybe that's the secret here. Maybe that's the scroll. Deepening self-connection, deepening self-understanding, and self-compassion. Letting yourself just relax. Not being so fucking hard on yourself. And putting in these, like, imaginary, rudimentary structures of, like, in order to be successful, in order to be seen as this, I need to do this. That's your ego. That's what you've learned talking. That's not you. That's not me and my soul being like, in order to be a respected human being and actually be worthy of any type of value on this planet, I need to make sure that I'm doing things perfectly regimented and structured and showing up and making sure that I'm like, I'm acting like as if I have a social media agent and someone who's like watching me, stalking me, waiting for me to like, oh, launch a business, have everything figured out right now. That is literally just like throwing rocks at myself for no reason and then wondering why I'm in pain. What? So I hope you guys have some more insight into this rushing to be healed, this rushing to have everything figured out, this rushing to like be this person that maybe you don't really want to be right now. Maybe you're not meant to be right now. Maybe you're meant to just sit with yourself, learn it, and like easier on yourself, flow more, like release, relax, fucking surrender a bit. Imagine, just look, hear me out. Imagine God has a plan that is better than anything that you could possibly try to do, trying to nitpick and figure out and shove yourself in the right places and blah, 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 freak out about being in the right place at the right time, doing the right things, knowing the right thing, blah, 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 blah. Like, throw everything that you are trying to control out the door and imagine that God has a plan for you. Do you really think you can do a better job than God? Do you think you can do a better job than him? No. But we're just so wired to always be like controlling everything to avoid trauma. That's what our brain's doing. It's like, I need to know what's going to happen. I need to control everything. Maybe, just maybe, imagine the release that you would have if you could actually feel secure. Like, again, just hear me out. Just like trusting and knowing that like it's going to work out in the best way possible without me even having to try. Like, excessively, you know, put yourself in the right places, I guess, like follow your intuition, follow your heart, but you don't have to fucking try so hard. Maybe life doesn't have to be that hard. Maybe life is not that hard. You know, speaking obviously to the point here of like the idea that everything has to be so difficult and everything has to be perfect and whatever, like these are all literally just lies created by our brain as protective mechanisms based on knowledge learned when we were children. Huh? That's what's running my life? Ew. Ew. So reflect on that. Lean into a little bit. Just be like, let's just see what happens if I just like stop trying so hard to control everything and watch things maybe fall into place a lot better than you ever could have had them trying to shove it into a box yourself. I'm speaking the advice that I'm actively learning and taking. So, if you got something out of this, if you made it all the way to the end, please give me a comment. I would love to engage with you guys. I know some of these videos have low reviews, some have high reviews, some have whatever. I don't really care. I'm making these for me, for my practice, for my consistency, and to help you guys learn things that I truly wish I would have known sooner. So, go be your most organic selves. Give yourself a break. Take it easier on yourself. I will be doing the same thing. And have a splendid rest of your day, wherever you are. Okay. Bye, guys.